And just like that, we are back, guys. Absolutely delighted. The League of Ireland Premier Division returns this Friday with four fixtures. Big game, obviously, at the Aviva on Sunday. Dublin Derby as well. How happy are you to be back? Really looking forward to this weekend. Two matchday vlogs coming up, by the way. Shamrock Rovers Dundalk from Tallaght Stadium and that game at the Aviva on Sunday. Between Bohemians and St. Patrick's Athletic. Guys, if you'd like to support the channel, we have a Patreon service. It's only €5 a month. That link will be in the description and in the comments. It'd be greatly appreciated. And I suppose last chance to join the Fantasy League of Ireland. I leave the code on screen for the Irish Footy Vlogs League. Let's get into this video. So Derry City will take on Sligo Rovers at the Brandywell, and it's an interesting one this because they'll be playing at Celtic Park the next time they have a home match, and that'll be against Shamrock Rovers. So they'll be looking to start the season with a win at the Brandywell and sign off for a while with a win at the Brandywell. I know Sligo Rovers have sold their allocation of 400, which is absolutely fantastic, isn't it, as well? Absolutely brilliant, that. And it's a really interesting game. It's an opportunity for Derry City, though, I think, to start off very strong. Very strong. Sligo Rovers obviously lost a couple of players, Eldin and McLean, who'll play in this game, Patrick, that is. For Derry City, no doubt. And it's going to be interesting to see how Derry's set up. Josh Thomas is actually suspended for this game, so he won't be available. I don't see too many changes from the Derry City side that played Shamrock Rovers at Tallaght Stadium in the President's Cup, though. Boyce probably comes in up front, I would say. But Derry City really want to start off on the front foot here, and, they'll feel confident. I think they can beat Sligo Rovers. Sligo Rovers, as I said, will be bringing a big crowd to the game, and they'll look to spoil the party, if you like, a little bit in opening day of the season and get something from Derry. Generally, they've had a decent record against Derry in the last number of years, although not so much last season. So, yeah, Derry will be looking to start this off well. I think James McLean will play in midfield again in this particular game. It's a really, really interesting game on Friday night. You never know in the first day of the season. It's always hard to judge anything in the first day of the season, but I do expect Derry to come out strong and win this game. I'm going to predict Derry City 2, Sligo Rovers 0. Let me know what you think in the comments. DC Park, Galway United take on Drogheda United later on in the season. Galway will be playing a number of their home games in Salt Hill, but first off, it's aiming DC Park. And, I was talking about Derry there, but the pitches, people are going to be moaning about the pitches, I'm afraid, because I'd say for the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's been raining almost non-stop. There's going to be soft pitches. Get on with it. It's just the way it is. And which might lead to a bit of a war of attrition in this particular game. Galway United will obviously be looking to get it off to a good start, being at home. Very difficult to judge them this year. I think they'll struggle. I think they'll struggle to score goals, and they'll be relying on people from set pieces this year as well, like Bruder. Speaking of set pieces, etc., Drogheda United are actually very good from set pieces too, aren't they? And have kept the bulk of their squad, and particularly defensively. I can see a war of attrition in this game, particularly with the way the weather's set. You know what I mean? Even if it was dry for the next few days, let's say, conditions are going to be difficult. So I can see a draw. It mightn't be the most inspiring game. I'm going to go for Galway United 0, Drogheda United 0. At the RSC, Waterford FC take on Shelbourne, and what was it, 2 seasons ago? Or maybe even last season. Did they play last season in opening day? May have been last season in opening day. Again, let me know in the comments if you can remember. As far as I remember, it may have been. If not, it was definitely the season before. But interesting match. Going to be a tough one for Shells, going away from home the opening day. They may not know what they'll get from Waterford. It'll be interesting to see the dynamic of Conan Niven and Evan McLaughlin, what positions they play exactly in the team. I do think they'll probably go 2 up front. Probably start with Ammond and Lonergan as well. The backline's going to be interesting for Waterford. It'll be interesting to see. There could be a couple of signings here by the time this video's out, to be honest with you, because I'm recording this a couple of days before I'm actually going to put this video out. So that's very possible as well. I think Waterford need a right back, and they'll probably get one at some point. Maybe they'll get one by the time this video's released. Who knows? But I still think they look a little bit weak at the back. Midfield dynamic would be interesting as well. Lucchini's come in there. Shelbourne, basically got the same squad as last season with a couple of additions, which I thought would happen and what they needed to do as such. Again, be interested to see if they go two up front and which of the four they pick between Martin Boyd, Meatbo, and the new Portuguese player Freitas. It'd be very interesting to see which two start the game, but they certainly have different types of options in the forward division. Midfield, I don't think you'll see many surprises with Shells, though, will you? I don't think. As long as everyone's fit, I think Lunny, McElroy and Francis will probably play there, and they'll be quite solid at the back. Oren Casey will make his debut, I'm sure. Physically a bit stronger than Waterford. Again, open day of the season, you never know these results, but I think Shelbourne might pinch this one. I'm going to go for Waterford FC 0, Shelbourne 1. Now, I'll be at Tallaght Stadium between Shamrock Rovers and Dundalk. I think this is going to be a tight game. Rovers are notorious slow starters. I think 2 years ago when Dundalk went down, these played in the open day of the season, Tallaght, and it was a draw, I think, as far as I remember. Looking forward to this one. I'm doing a matchday vlog of this one as well, so really looking forward to this one and Dundalk's return to the Premier Division, which is great to see. And I think they've built solidly. Bit of experience has been brought in. I think they've got good players like Groom and Dervin in midfield who can get around the field. They're going to be a threat up front with Mullen and Kenny, I believe. Defensively, it's hard to know. I mean, Cornwall and Buckley bring experience. Obviously, Buckley midfielder, but will Cornwall have the legs is the question. I'm not sure. They certainly bring experience to the dressing room. That's for sure. And Dundalk might be a little weak at the back. Rovers are slow starters. Played a game last week, obviously in the President's Cup. Didn't play what you would call their strongest team for sure. So it'll be interesting to see how they line out. Will Adam Brennan start? Probably not. I'd say be on the bench. Will Noonan now after the transfer talk start in that game as well? So if he does, I think he's set for a decent season. It'll be interesting to see how they go without Josh Honahan. I think as well it's going to be a massive loss down that left hand side. I think Rovers will nick it, but it's not going to be easy. I won't be surprised if Dundalk nicks something out of it, but I think Shamrock Rovers 2, Dundalk 1. Finally, on Sunday, Bohemians have a home fixture at the Aviva Stadium when they take on St Patrick's Athletic, and this is going to be very hard to judge because the whole occasion, the fact that it's the Aviva, very difficult to judge. Pat's squad looks a bit short, in my opinion, but that won't matter if you know what I mean. The first game of the season because most of the players should be available. Their starting 11 isn't too bad. It'd be interesting to see their midfield dynamic going into the game. They lacked physicality and athleticism last season. Nugent should help there. Bo's very good in midfield. Again, be interesting to see their line up with Devoy, McManus, Diallo, Morahan and McDonald. What they'll do there. That's going to be really, really interesting. Harry Vaughan and Tierney probably play further up. This could be a weird game, like the Rovers game at the Viva last year. It's the opening day of the season. Players aren't match fit, so two things could happen here. It could be a game that lacks intensity, like the Rovers game last year, or it could be so open we might see a lot of goals in the game. That's another possibility. It's a very difficult one to predict. Both teams, I think, might go three at the back. They've been playing three at the back in pre-season. Pat's the last few games, Bo's quite regularly, so they're probably going to play a bit differently than what we've seen last year. So that's going to be really intriguing. I'm going to go for a draw on this one though. Bohemians 1, St Patrick's 1. Let me know what you think in the comments. So guys, really looking forward to this weekend. I'll leave it there. Subscribe to the channel. And thanks again for watching.